What is happening, people? United Central back with another video, podcast 89, guys, and I'm back to say we are back. The trio is back.
Yes,
we are back again. We are.
I don't know about
But
yo, the man has been on a European tour, mate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? European tour. They got the sauces and that to get me regularly and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I went to London. I went to Brussels.
Yeah.
Then I went to Lyon for a weekend. I went to Houssam Awar's house.
Yo.
I knocked on the door, but he didn't want to come out. He didn't want to come out for negotiations. I told him, come to United, bro.
Yeah, man.
He just looked out the window and then he closed the curtains.
Yeah, he closed the curtains. He heard Ed Woodward and them, man.
No COVID. No COVID. No corona, mate.
But
yeah,
man,
good to be back. Good to be back, man.
Yeah, man, good to be back, you know what I mean, and whatnot. And yeah, man, guys, I know how are you, by the way?
I'm alright, lad. I'm alright. It's
bit
been
of sunshine.
Bit of sunshine today, yeah. You know what? Today, actually, we're having a kind of a wake for one of our neighbours who passed away tragically. So there's people already out on the roof and that this afternoon. So it'll be good to see everybody. All the neighbourhood together.
Yeah, that's the main thing, you know what I mean? Community.
Celebrate life. We're going to celebrate
you
life.
know what I mean? That's the thing, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? And guys, we've got a Q&A for you guys. You sent your questions through Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So, guys, I know I can't get through all of them, but I'm going to get through the main ones, and hopefully, you know what I mean, we can chat and have one. But question for you guys here. Do you think we'll get, this one's from SparkyBoy721. He goes, do you think we'll get Sancho and a centre-back this window? Should we focus on new full-backs in the summer transfer window? I like Aaron Bissaka, and he's adapting getting forward, but I'm not a fan of Shaw, to be honest. Just injuries often seems like taking a life to get back fit. So he goes, do you think we need a Sancho and centre-back this window, or should we focus on full-backs? So go with you, Aaron, first.
I think we are still doing negotiations with Dortmund when it comes to Sancho.
Yeah.
Obviously, the rumours came out that both teams are not happy with the leaks and everything that came out, and but yeah, I still think we're working on that in behind the scenes, but we're also focusing on what else on other positions we need to strengthen in. And I'm happy with the links we got with Reguilón from Sevilla, the left back. I'm very happy with that because I've been saying that we need to strengthen in that area because I'm not confident going into a Champions League season with Luke Shaw as our main fullback.
It's not reliable, is it? Not. The thing is, it's not fit. It's not.
That's the thing. He struggles to stay fit for a full season, and you can't rely on a guy like that. I'm sorry. And also, obviously, there's the aspect of him in the game. There's too many things for me personally that I don't like to see, and against top teams in the Champions League, it could cost us. Yes, defensively, he's looking decent, but in the Champions League, being decent is not good enough. You have to be excellent. Because, again, I'm going to repeat the same thing. I sound like a broken record, but we didn't win the Europa League, which means we are not top seed, which means we're going to get one of the big boys between Sevilla, Zenit St. Petersburg, Juventus, Bayern, Real Madrid,
please not Bayern,
PSG, and Porto. So we're going to have to be on our A game and have the necessary players in the areas that we need to strengthen. And so left back, definitely. And then I think if we get Reguilón, let's say, I think Brandon Williams is then going to switch over to right back and be Wan-Bissaka's backup. Yeah. Because I think Wan-Bissaka played quite a lot of games last season. And I don't think Dalot's going to stay. So, that's how I see it. But definitely, Sancho, yes, and left back, I'm all for it.
You as well? You're thinking we need to invest in the full-back areas, or centre-back is your main priority?
We definitely need to.
Oh yeah, centre back as well. Yeah.
You know what? We to me a centre half, a left-sided centre half, to give the balance. So even when then Luke Shaw is out, we don't have anybody when we're getting pressed. We don't have that somebody who can whip the ball down a line or hammer that ball inside. You know what I mean, to Bruno or to Pogba. We get stuck because we've got Timothy Fosu-Mensah and Brandon Williams who've been covering Shaw. And they both have to check with their right foot, and by that time, it's milliseconds.
That attack's gone.
That's why I understand why you were so keen on Alaba, because he can play centre back and left back. So let's say if we do have someone out, he can play in either positions, which is very, very helpful. But
he's got experience.
I don't think we're going to get him.
I mean, if we were a real club, we could move. You know what I mean?
Obviously.
No Structure FC, mate.
That's the thing.
Structure FC, mate.
No Structure FC. We're not gonna get. I can't see it, but definitely, I think Luke Shaw has played. I think I understand where Aaron's coming from and large swathes of the fan base is coming from. He's been super frustrating different parts of the season, but I thought towards the end of the season, I thought he was quite good, and I thought especially he gave us that attacking impetus. And there was a shift, and then he got injured. So, and every season there is.
With the likes of Regulion, with the likes of Regulion.
I called that. I called that straight away. I was like, United should be getting this kid unknown. Why can't we get him unknown?
Shout out to David Gay, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yo, do you think, man? You feel me?
Dave, please.
You know what I mean? David Gay, do you think? I'll start with you. This one, Nuruddin. Unruly MO2. He says, with Van der Beek back in the team, do you think him as a starter place and sacrifice playing Pogba in a deeper role, or have Van der Beek coming off as a bench player, as key squad player?
Yeah, to me, it's like the obsession with just the 11 that start the game.
Yeah,
is madness, man. You need to have quality for like. Well, look what City do. Look what Bayern Munich were bringing off the bench.
Mate. Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Look what PSG bring off the bench.
Yep.
But
you got people like bloody what's his name again? The guy from TalkSport, man, saying, "Oh, Pogba's probably going to leave." Then
Danny Murphy.
He probably wants to leave.
You know what?
When a few days prior to that, Raiola clearly came out and said, we're opening contract talks." I don't know what these guys are smoking, man. Honestly.
No, I think what they do is just on purpose, so that the thing gets clipped off. So it's just trolling, innit?
Stay relevant, innit?
Who do you troll the most? Who do you troll?
Man United fans.
And who has the biggest thing on
Man United
on Twitter? Who has the biggest fan base online?
Manchester United.
So how do you get relevant? How do you stay relevant?
Exactly. Getting people to talk about you.
How this is it. So to me, I don't. It's disingenuous. And I actually think Danny Murphy's a decent pundit. He's
I like him sometimes. He's a Liverpool. So why does he put himself to that level? But
he's doing it so they can get clipped up in it. Yeah, because he's jealous of like Jamie O'Hara and these other guys.
Did you watch the interview with Van der Beek, by the way? He goes, I like to come in the box.
I said it already. I've told people already about this guy. He is a guy who's a finisher. Yep. He hits inside of the goal, side nettings. That's the reason why he's in the box. His movement around the box is amazing. He's got energy. He's tenacious. People were coming at me on Twitter when I told to them, he's better than, I would rather have him than Jack Grealish. We need better than we need Jack Grealish. Yeah. Another guy who hogs the ball, mate. And everyone's like, no, he hogs the ball because he hasn't got any of the good players. I feel like, but you can't hog the ball, mate. You can't make it about you.
Exactly.
The reason why I would choose I would have chosen Van der Beek as well is because compared to Jack Grealish, yes, because people came with the comments again, oh, he's not Premier League proven. Well, Van der Beek's never played in the Premier League, so he can't be proven. That's one.
Exactly.
Two, I love that. I love that. But can he do it in a Prem?
He's never played in a Prem. It's like people were saying, can Messi do it at 33 in the Premier League? I'm like, are you guys mad?
Can he do it on a Tuesday night in Stoke?
You know what? Actually,
I'll take him Stoke ain't that far from me, man. Let's see if he can do it in Stoke, mate.
When Messi
get off the train.
You know when Messi
do a couple of kick-ups, he's done it in Stoke.
When Messi announced that he was going to stay at Barcelona, I can't remember which media outlet posted it on their Twitter, but and then
I think it's Paddy. It's what they call something Paddy. You know that
the main reason why Messi didn't come to Manchester City, and then they showed some random picture of Stoke City playing in the rain.
Wow. What's it called?
I can't remember what media outlet, but
it's that.
Paddy Power, is it?
Paddy Power. Yeah.
But yeah, this notion that he's not Premier League proven, well, he's never played in the Prem. So yeah, that's one. Two, we're playing in the Champions League, and in terms of Champions League, Van der Beek's got way more experience than Grealish. Grealish would have to adapt to the Champions League and see how it is. Yeah. What's the feeling like playing against the top team, against the smaller teams, and he doesn't have that experience. And obviously, the price tag is just ridiculous. So, you know,
will Pogba be better in a deeper role? Do you think, or can he adapt to it? You reckon he can adapt to that?
This is the biggest thing I'm forgetting. Like, so everybody's going.
I don't think we're going to play with, because right now we're playing with one deep and then two attacking.
Like 4-3-2-1, isn't it?
I think we're going to play in a 4-3-3 in an attacking mode. We're playing with 2 8s and 1 10 instead of 1 6 and 2 8s.
Yeah.
I think
if you keep the ball,
especially if you're at home and teams are just sitting back against.
Yeah, of course. That's most of the time. It's going to be like that, though.
Yeah. So you can play this, and the other thing, people are like getting upset. So everybody is really interested in it. How many times have you seen when in those like the last 4 or 5 games of the Premier League season? How many times did we see players absolutely shattered? How many times have you seen Bruno blowing?
Oh yeah.
So why can't he take Bruno's place? Why does he have to take Pogba's place?
Yeah. There you go.
That like it's like Pogba's position because Bruno's on top. No, sometimes Bruno needs to get rested.
There you go.
Yep.
Pogba needs to get rested. And the niggles on the bench, mate.
Yep.
Van der Beek plays.
No risk.
Simple. Absolutely simple. And then the audacity for some of these United pages and that, some of these people to link Archbishop Fred to Galatasaray. And are you kidding me? The best player in our midfield before Bruno and Pogba. Fred. Absolutely, hands down, Fred. And Matic had a bit of a where he was good for certain games.
Yep.
After that, he gassed out, mate. He can't play. He cannot play 2 games a week. He can't. He cannot do that anymore.
Yeah.
And put some respect on the Archbishop, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's a friend, man.
you know what? Archbishop.
And we talked about it on, I think, whose channel was it on? I can't remember who it was. It must have been... Oh, it was Usman's channel. Shout out to Usman.
Yeah, shout out to Usman.
I was on there with him and Adam, Flawless. And Adam was saying that this season, after every Champions League game, we have a big game coming.
Big game.
Of course
So
we do.
we're going to need the squad depth. So
We need somebody. We need another midfielder.
because I can't see a Pogba, as much as I rate him, and Bruno, I can't see Pogba, for example, play 90 minutes in the Champions League against, let's say, a Bayern Munich. Intensity, Champions League, top team, top players. I can't see Pogba play for 90 minutes against the Bayern Munich, and then on a Sunday when we have to play City, play again 90 minutes, intensity, Man City for the for top 4 or for top 3 or whatever it is for the title. I can't see Pogba do that. I can't see Bruno do that. So because of that, in the Champions League, you can go ahead and say, all right, cool, Donny, today you're playing.
This is it.
You're playing for 60 minutes. You're going to play for 60. I'm going to take you off. Pogba, you come in for 30. And then on Sunday, boom, 60 for Pogba. And then if he's tired or whatever, if he doesn't have a good day, take him off and put Donny in.
Easy.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is why you need squad depth.
Yeah, and that question leads into the one from Fresh Manu who goes, how many goals and assists will Van der Beek get next season? I think he might be like a Lampard, you know, like maybe 20 goals in, you know, in terms of like goals and assists.
I think he'll get double figures in goals.
I think we need to give him some time to understand the way Man United plays. It's very different from the way Ajax play.
But it's different. It's different. It's same. I think the same tempo Ajax and Dutch.
To me, I'm not putting any pressure on him. But one thing I do know, and this is another thing as well. That's why we had that amazingly classy letter from
Edwin.
Edwin.
Oh,
Edwin Deal.
Shout out to Edwin. I tweeted him so.
If we had Edwin as sporting director, oh my God.
No, you know what? I wouldn't have to listen. Wouldn't even have to Edwin. Edwin is not the sporting director. Edwin is the CEO. If Edwin was our CEO,
I think it's Overmars is the sporting director.
Yeah, it's the sporting director. Yeah, Overmars sporting director. If Edwin is our CEO, forget about it.
Wow,
absolutely forget about it. But anyway,
Edwin, man.
Yeah, like I said, we've only done one deal in this transfer. And the actual CEO of the other club,
we've got a month left,
was literally helped us to get it over the line. Like, this is what we're up against.
One thing I've got to say is though, what I like about Ajax, the club and their fans, is that they're genuinely happy for their players to move on.
But they understand, bro. They're
genuinely happy. And
they understand it's not 30 years ago. So they're not like European power as they were 30 years ago.
Yeah.
In terms of like, or 40 years ago, where Ajax was winning European Cups, you know what I mean? It's 20 years ago when the last won the European Cup.
They know their level.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They understand, they know to sustain the club, they produce, they have to sell these players. And then some of these players, if they get old, they'll come back like Blind, and like, you know what I mean? They'll come back because if you say, if you're harsh on the players are like, nah, I don't want to ever go back there.
Yeah, exactly.
They know, so they understand where they are. They understand how realistic they are. They have to be. They have to build the talent. Try to get Latin American talent.
And they get good money for their players.
Yeah, and get decent money for their players. So they understand. They're realistic. They're not deluded FC, mate.
I've seen something
they're
where
not deluded FC.
De Ligt, De Jong, Ziyech and Van der Beek combined cost 11 million when they bought them.
Wow.
And they sold them for a combined 246 million.
Well, in terms of like,
That's including
well,
everyone.
some of them they didn't buy them. Like the
Well, some of them came through the ranks.
yeah,
But still, you know what I mean?
think
It's still.
they bought De Jong because he came from Willem 2, and they bought Ziyech who came from
that's it.
20.
That's it. So they bought those two, but
They
the
bought
other
those
two were
two.
there since they were kids.
Yeah.
To me,
Still a
it's
profit,
just-
though, isn't it?
Listen,
Yeah,
listen,
absolutely.
it's still a profit. But they had take pride in producing young players and giving them a chance, and they understand that. So the thing about Dortmund, people wanted to go Dortmund because Dortmund have Champions League, but I actually most like have Champions League as well, and they understand that they have to. That's how they sustain their club. Everybody's realistic.
Yeah,
Nobody,
of course.
and they were this away from going to the Champions League final. And I
yeah.
personally think they would have trolled Liverpool. That's just me personally.
Honestly,
I think they would have troubled Liverpool.
They would have
Me
given them a
personally.
good game.
They would have troubled Liverpool. I don't know if they would have beat Liverpool, but they would have troubled them.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
would have troubled. And
Because Tottenham were never in the game, weren't they?
Nah.
Next question for you, Aaron, is at Manchester with the whole of numbers. He goes, do you think Oli will survive next season, even if he's backed?
I think this season is make or break for Oli.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I think it's make or break. I think that's why we haven't seen any or heard any rumours of Oli even signing a new deal or anything. Because remember, when Mourinho was in, I think after a year and a half, where we won the Europa League, or just before he signed a new deal, or just after.
No, he bullied them. No, there's a difference. He bullied them.
Did he sign?
No,
Was it after?
It was
after
like a year and almost a year and a half, nearly 2 years. Almost nearly 2 years.
I think after he won the Europa League.
Yeah, 2 years. He bullied the club. He was that's why I'm saying how brutal he was. He bullied them because he knows they know nothing about football. He knows he's
Shut Mourinho, by the way. That Tottenham documentary.
Yo,
listen,
Box office, mate.
listen, he doesn't give a damn. And he doesn't know, so he wanted a bigger payout, innit? He knew what was coming. He knew the fans weren't happy, even though we're playing football. So he bullied them into a bigger contract. You know what? You know how badly he was bullying them. He says, "Oh, my son goes to Paris to watch Paris Saint-Germain play good football." I mean, that's just because they've got really great players.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the reason, and it's not that far for the Eurotunnel. You know,
you go.
Yeah,
you just
Eurostar.
and that's what. So, it's the type of stuff he was coming out with, linking himself to every top club.
Yeah.
And so that his tactics were, how do I get big money out of Man United? So they give him the contract, and then a year later they sack him. So it just shows you. But the thing about Oli is that, to me, Oli has to get a centre half, Sancho, Van der Beek we already got. I think we need another, and me personally, footballers are our midfield. The way Man United play, we make our chances through our midfield. For example, Liverpool make their chances. The three creative players in Liverpool starting 11. It's a 2 fullbacks and Bobby, right? Man United is Pogba, Bruno, right?
And that's it.
And that's it. Man United need to go and get a deep line. And the idea that Man United are not going in there and paying Thiago Alcantara their amount, even though I think he's injury prone, right? But the idea that he could play quarter of the season, the levels of quality would bring
Champions
to our
League
club.
even. Just play Champions League
You know
football.
what? He would bring to our club. This is the next level.
I
He's
think
available for 30 million.
this season is like I said. I think this season he will get backed because he has been back from the beginning.
Yeah.
Maguire, Wan-Bissaka.
It's a bit too late, though, isn't it?
That's obvious. They were obvious already.
Yeah, but he has been back. That's my point. He has been backed.
Actually, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Mourinho already wanted Maguire a year before.
Yeah,
So that to me, United already wanted Maguire.
Wan-Bissaka was always evident because Ashley was at
we
right
needed,
back.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
If there was all more evident.
But still, I think,
Alta,
whole time. But still, I think this season's make or break for him.
To me, he has to be back though. To me, that's why I said Man United finished 6th. The difference between 6th and 5th, right, or finishing or try to stay 3rd with Chelsea, the amount of players they bought in, right, is that's the difference. So if he doesn't get a left-sided centre half, if he doesn't get another midfield player, and if he doesn't get Sancho, then we are now then ambiguous FC again, where we're like, ooh, we don't know.
Let's assume
who the blame lies with.
Let's assume the 3 players that do come in by the end of this transfer window are Sancho, left-sided centre back, and Reguilon. If those 3 come in, for me that's a good window, and for me some sort of title has to come in. I don't care if it's the League Cup. I don't care if it's the FA Cup. The League and the Champions League, that's a bit far-fetched to me. That, what I would say, is maybe Champions League is far away. Let's just say that. But the League, I would say, in 2 or 3 seasons, maybe. Then we can challenge. Because I still think that there's a lot of teams that are in better positions than us. like Chelsea. But then again, the players might not gel, and then it's going to take time for them to win as well. But what I am saying is,
no, they'll gel.
They will. Trust me.
But to me, I just believe Chelsea still. If Chelsea were to buy Koulibaly and a goalkeeper, then they're.
I think Koulibaly is close, very close to City.
Yeah.
I think City will.
It's just their owners.
I know that City don't want to talk directly to Napoli because of what happened with Jorginho, because they were promised Jorginho and then Chelsea came and hijacked the deal.
Slap them.
But I think the deal will get done soon.
How many? Let's talk about it. How many transfers have Chelsea hijacked? They hijacked Petro from United.
They hijacked
Fabregas.
Jorginho. They hijacked Morata because remember he was meant to come to us.
Fabregas as well.
Fabregas,
he's another player.
Yeah. They hijacked a lot.
They hijacked FC, mate. Big up Chelsea. The owner, mate. The owner splash. It's the cash.
This is an interesting one.
Splash.
This is from French Ronaldo. Opinions on Sanchez comments. You know, I mean, he hasn't held back. And he said a few deep stuff, man. He wanted to leave the training ground as soon as he's seen, and he wanted to rip up his contract.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you though? Wouldn't you? When Mourinho's like, yeah, you are left-sided. You're playing as a wing-back. You're playing as a full-back. Turning him into a left-back. 6 defenders at the back, mate.
I think it's...
And hoof the ball up to who?
It's a bit of a weird one, man.
Who was there? No, Lukaku. Who was there? Who do you hoof the ball up to in midfield and the hoof up to the ball?
Exactly.
I understand.
Fellaini, hoof the ball up to Fellaini. It's Fellaini FC, mate. Hoof it to Fellaini. Would you not? You've just come and see one-touch football with Ozil at Arsenal.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, some people are taking it too literally. It's disruptive to the club. Listen, Mourinho's disruptive to the club with the football he was playing.
Yeah.
So get your priorities right. Who to be mad at? The guy, of course, he's failed, and of course he's going to say something to try to lay the blame somewhere else.
Yeah.
And he's going to say, "Oh, the club was terrible." But come on, Sanchez, something that you don't tell us something that we knew, bro. We knew the players weren't enjoying that tactics. We knew that. When we go to the stadium, we've seen that they're not enjoying the tactics.
I left games early, mate.
Yeah. So, trust me. To me, this is not when the thing that the way is blown out of proportion. I'm like, yo, I'm not. I just wish he would have done it. That's the only thing. I'm like, Sanchez, why didn't you go with your gut thing and say, right?
Yeah, man.
I like to go back.
You know, it's his comments. I don't know, man. Obviously, it was funny to read it. I was like, wow, you wanted to leave after the first training session? I was like, rah.
Yeah, because he bought as a attacking player, and Jose said you're coming to play left back, mate.
Oh my god!
Because he was playing that certain play, he was tracking back. He wasn't showing his qualities as a. He just had the wrong manager, didn't he?
I'm starting to think like, what must Jose have been saying to the players? Because obviously you look at the Tottenham documentary and you look, what must have he been saying?
Well, no, they think it's all camera work, but I don't think so.
I think it's it's not. I think that's how he really.
That's how he is, Lurden, man.
Because you know what, Rojo came out Rojo came out. It was on Twitter the other day and made some comments, and he said Mourinho used to be the type of manager to like scream at people like Pogba in particular and say, "Oh, you guys are millionaires. You guys don't give a shit." Like apparently he was saying stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I understand he could say that, but don't get it twisted. This documentary is not your like documentary that was at Juventus or even with Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola wasn't acting for the cameras. He understood the cameras were there. This is how to get Jose to move to Hollywood. His next move after Tottenham is straight to Hollywood. You see that bit there? It's the biggest setup, right? Listen to who's on the radio or who's supposed to be on Sky, where he's like that, writing, and then he
he stands up and then he goes,
do that face again,
and then he stands up and he goes, fuck off.
Listen, that's the biggest setup ever. That's like the two documentary makers getting two Muppets to talk. I'm listening to the voices, I'm like, these two guys are not on the radio. They're not on 5 Live. They're not on any radio. They're not on Sky Sports. The two random guys read out a script. Well, Jose's won all this, and then he's like that. That'll be the intro, guys. He's there helping them. You see him on Paddy Bauer. In the Paddy Bauer adverts, he's acting. Jose is always wanted to TV. This is reality TV. Jose is an actor. This is a reality TV.
You know what killed me as well is when he came into when they had their first tactical session, and then he came in and he was talking, and then he went, "Where's Delhi?" And then Delhi went, "Yeah." I heard you are a fucking lazy guy in training.
To me, that's even mad because I'm like, well, why? Because listen, in terms of content making, in terms of documentary making, you have to have a conflict. You have to have certain play. To me, what is most interesting thing about this documentary, the 3 episodes that I watched, the most fascinating thing is Danny Rose. Danny Rose is in the background. You know Danny Rose. Danny Rose is, I love to meet, you know what?
Yeah.
Get a chance to interview
He's a joker,
Danny Rose.
he's a joker.
Nah, he's not a joke, bro. He is real as they get, right?
yeah,
Danny Rose is in the background, right? You don't hear or see him. He's just like that looking. He's not one who's laughing or joking or whatever. He's joking with his teammates. But he's not impressed by this Jose Malaki and this documentary and this one line.
You can see even
you can see in the background, he's just like,
even Aurier,
and what?
bro. Aurier wasn't impressed at all.
yeah.
Like,
you know what I mean? It's like
when it goes, it's personal.
Like,
when he calls himself Aurier.
Jose FC. This is not Tottenham. This is Jose FC.
Yeah.
But to me, what really disheartened me, and I was like, oh, come on. Because when I remember when this was rumored, this was going to happen, I was like, I want to see how Pochettino works. Because I know 100% Pochettino is not the type of guy
like
to
10
be
minutes.
this kind of guy who coming out with the one-liners and that.
Man.
If they listen,
That's why that's to show you what they wanted the documentary to be about.
Jose came in, and you know what? Jose came in. The thing was supposed to be about Tottenham, the documentary about Tottenham.
But it's all
behind
about
the scenes
him,
of
it's all
football.
about
The thing now is front and center about Jose. It's not about anybody else.
Well, you wouldn't have signed himself to the deal, would it? If he'd said no.
It's an absolute joke. Do you remember watching the City one?
Yeah. Say about Guardiola, how his tactics and all that.
Yeah, it was really about that. It wasn't about Pep going.
Well, Harry Kane gives good speeches though, man. You know what I mean? Like,
listen.
Shout out to Harry Kane though.
Those speeches, man. Let's get out there. Let's get out there. Let's get out there. Minute 1, lads. Minute 1.
The typical Sunday League speech, man.
Yo, shout out to Harry Kane. Shout out to Harry Kane. Don't do it like that.
No, you know what? One thing I do know about Harry Kane, you know what? And we knew this already, but one bit that the only insight. Let me put my thing. Let me put everything on the table here, right? The only insight I got was that Harry Kane is the professional. He trains hard, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I look at Vertonghen and Alderweireld. They're solid. The way they've been together since they were kids. They played together.
Yeah.
I understand that. You see how even now Daniel Levy wants to get in on it.
I know.
He wants to be like, well, maybe you should try one more time. You know what I mean? And then you look at like
it's when he went. I didn't want to do it. My heart told me not to, but my brain told me. I was like, what's going on here, man?
Listen, honestly, I'm like, come on, man. This is like, to me, it's a comedy. Watching it, it's not a something serious. I watched the one Juventus. I thought that was interesting. The Juventus one was really.
I need to watch that. Is it good?
One,
yeah, it's good. The Juventus was interesting.
Yeah.
The Man City ones were good. And I even watched the All Blacks one because I'm fascinated.
You
know which one? You know what?
The Leeds one was really good.
I didn't see the Leeds one, but
the Leeds one.
Yeah, it was the All Blacks. So the All Blacks. I watch now and again rugby union, rugby union All Blacks. They're like the best. They're like they're like Brazil, basically. Their skills and the inventing and the players they produce, right?
Yeah.
They're like to me the Brazilians of
rugby,
right? Rugby union. I watched that one and it was about how the players come to and how the ways to motivate in how, because you really are interested. If you play team sport, you understand, Aaron, that how all of that works together.
Yeah.
But this one, all I'm seeing is Daniel Levy and Jose fighting for camera time. You know what I mean? Saying me.
Yeah.
I want to be. That's all I can hear and see. And I can't really see because I want to get into more. So I'm really hoping that the 3 episodes that we got was just an intro. I really hope that we get to see the players and how the players handle certain pressures and situations.
Yeah.
But this is Jose. I'm sorry, everything about it is Jose. It's Jose FC.
You know
and
what?
that's why I really, and when I was like, oh, they're going to make one about Tottenham, I was like, oh, Poch, I want to see.
Yeah.
Because I've heard everything that I've heard. Poch is amazing in the training, how he builds players' confidence, all of those things.
Yeah. Question for you, Aaron. What's your thoughts on Greenwood getting the number 11 jersey? You have the famous number 11, Ryan Giggs and all that.
Yeah.
And obviously Williams getting number 33. But the main one is, obviously, shout out to Greenwood, you know.
Yep.
England call up and whatnot. Big up Greenwood.
I hope he
getting
starts
now the number famous 11 jersey. How big is that, man?
It's big for him, man. It's big for him, but you know, Manchester United are always trying to make money, so that's one of the ways, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
That's one of the ways. You know that shirt's gonna sell.
Aaron beat me to it.
You know,
that's it.
You
This
know
is what it's about.
You know
This
that
is
shirt's
not-
gonna sell.
Exactly, and this is not even mainly about installing, you know what I mean? Like, you will make a big deal of it, get gigs to present it to him, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like other teams do that. When they've got somebody coming to wear your shirt, you present it to them to say,
Exactly.
you know what, this carries as their weight and history. That's what it should be done. But it's about shirt sales. It's about, kids are like, what number is he then? He must be not that good. Because kids, you know what I mean? Kids count numbers.
Yeah.
They know about the number 10, the number
11,
number 7. They know about these things. So, for me, that... People are saying, "Oh, that might put pressure on him." Yo, this kid's chill, man.
Nah,
His eyes was cold.
he knows
man.
how to cope with pressure, man. You know.
And that interview he did, man. What
See,
unbelievable.
exactly. That tells you everything you
I mean,
need
you
to know
can
about
see some of
Mason.
the things that the best one. Who asked? I don't know who it was. One of the questions was, obviously, you said you with your dad. Does that mean that you live with your parents? Does that mean that when you do something that you don't have to do trials? It's like, I'd rather not answer that question. Like, real one.
Yeah.
Get it, lad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like,
What are you
kind
trying to
of
get
a
from that, though?
question?
Why would you ask that question? Is it
It's just to get a quote.
It's
It's just
to
to
get a
get
quote, yeah.
It's to get a quote. Go,
Yeah.
but
then go,
oh
he's
yeah,
selling his
oh
house,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, and then the headline would be, even Greenwood doesn't get away with trials.
Shout out to the Daily
He
Mail.
might play for England. He might be for Man United. To be one of the best players at Man United, but he doesn't get away with the trials.
See, that's
That's what. And you know what? He was just like, you know what? I don't need you to know where I live. I don't need you to know my business. If I live with my parents, or who lives
Exactly.
with me, see you later.
All you
There
need
you
to know
go.
is how I play my football. That's
Exactly.
That's it, man.
Exactly.
Aaron, this one question for you. Saeed, what's your thoughts on Man United getting called plastic just because they ain't British? You know, I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, you grew up in the likes of Brussels. You know how many Man United fans are out in Belgium and whatnot, and even globally, man. You know what I mean? Like, what's your response to that? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of, like, you know, smearing going on. You know what I mean? A lot of people who look down on fans that are from abroad. And shout out to the fans that are abroad. Even this podcast right now, you know what I mean? People are watching all over the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These guys wake up at, like, crazy times, man. Australia, like, 3 in the morning.
This was just going to be my response, man. You can't talk about other fans if you're not ready to do what they are doing. There's a lot of fans out there that wouldn't be able, and I count myself in it. I don't criticize these fans, but I don't know if I was living in Australia, waking up at stupid times like midnight to watch
America.
Latin America,
Japan.
yeah, man, waking up at times like 5 a.m. watching the game, then going to work straight afterwards. Like
Exactly.
this is a proper commitment that these guys are doing.
Big up, man.
And shout out to all of them. Do you know what I'm saying? And the only way they get to see the team live in the flesh is when we go on pre-season tour. And shout out to all of them, because I understand they don't get to see United every week like we do. And sometimes we might not understand how much of a privilege we have. Now I do, because of the pandemic, and I'm just like, I'll do anything just to go Old Trafford. Just even if 50 fans are allowed in, I want to be part of those 50.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So I don't know how you can criticize other people who support United around the world, saying they're plastic because they don't have a Mancunian accent like I do, or they don't live in Manchester and they come from London, or they come from anywhere. Just remember this. If Manchester United only had fans from Manchester, we wouldn't be the biggest
But
club
there
in
you
the
go.
world.
And the sponsors proved that.
And remember, the two, I think one of the two biggest football games in terms of attendance was not in the UK. It was in the US when we played Real Madrid, somewhere around 2016, 17.
Yeah.
The stadium was packed with over 100,000 fans, Real Madrid and United combined. So there you go, man. The best and biggest fans are abroad.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I
Yo,
think.
listen.
Have you? You know what? I mean, I don't know. And obviously, you speak some Spanish, but there is this? To me, there's some sort of like supremacist. And when I say that, don't get me wrong. I'm like, there's some sort of supremacy saying, yeah. And this is where all this top red BS comes into, right?
Yeah.
They know. Listen, we're all fans, right? Some of us have the privilege to go to the stadium.
Yeah,
some of us
that's it.
don't.
You know
Some
what
of
I
us happen to live in some other continent. And I just want to give, I'm always giving the context, right? To give a bit of historical context. The reason why Man United are famous, right? Throughout the world, right? Back in the day when there had no TV, mate, there was just one channel, right?
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, right? In 1958, the Munich disaster was one of the biggest things globally in terms of newspapers. That news traveled everywhere because they were like, wow, a whole team that was a young, promising team. And that team, those boys, that squad Man United had, the Busby Babes, were global. The Brazilian team wanted them to come and play with them in Brazil.
Yeah.
So why do you think that became? They became notorious. Why? And another massive thing is because Man United were the team that lobbied the FA in England to play in the European Cup. They wanted to compete against the best in Europe, right? When the competition was set up, right?
Yeah.
So, and then that team crashes, and you know, the tragedy, the horrific, that's always part of our club. You know that, you know, the 6th of February every year, I try to go there. I don't live too far. I'm privileged. I don't go too far. I go there and stand in a minute's silence, and then people give speeches about the Munich and about what they meant and how much of that is to educate young fans about the history of Man United.
Yeah.
But then that team, the manager survives. Some of the players survive. There were surviving players. 10 years later, go and win the European Cup at Wembley. That is why Man United has a global aspect of it. Because in those days, news travelled by print media. And the idea of that, the whole world was enchanted with it. It's like that team that crashed. There was that Mexican team.
Yeah.
So the Brazilian team in Mexico was Colombia.
Japanese?
Chapecoense.
Yeah, Chapecoense.
Yeah.
Look, how famous... Did you know about Chapecoense before?
I never knew about them.
Tragedy sometimes brings awareness, and then if that team would go to win the league, they will then become absolutely famous.
Yeah.
They're the 2 points in terms of widening the idea of Manchester United. So Manchester United have always had Scottish, Welsh, Scottish, Irish, you know what I mean, players. They've always had, it wasn't just about England and whoever lives around the corner. Have there been Mancunians that play for Man United? Of course there have been. They've been moved because that's what the world was. The world is different to what it was. We live in a globalized world. Football is a globalized product and people want to watch it. So to me, I'm just grateful there are many more fans who are supporting my club than supporting Liverpool or City. That's all I'm happy about. So when I hear about Man United fans, anytime where I've been anywhere in the world, people have always said to me, oh wait, Manchester, oh Manchester United.
There you go.
People have literally restaurants, I'm telling you, where they didn't have any more tables. Somebody said, right, you know what, 1 minute, we'll get another table from somewhere, we'll get you in there. Because they were like, oh, I like Manchester United. So don't get it twisted. And if any of you fans who've travelled, when you say you're a United fan, people in other countries who are United fans welcome you like with open arms, and that's the beauty of football.
What I like, man.
Bringing people together. Football brings people together, and that beauty, one of the biggest beautiful things about football is that for me. So these guys just going plastic. Listen, keep your supremacy. If you think you're the top red, to me, it just shows you're projecting your insecurities.
Absolutely.
Because if you didn't have any insecurities, you would be thinking, oh, well, that makes me more supporter than that person or that person. I don't think like that. I don't think like that. I don't. I think, damn, I'm seeing a lot more kids wearing City fans, City shirts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In different places.
Thank God Messi's not going to Biggie, is it? You know what I mean?
This is it.
Would have been the whole of the town would have been City fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Big up the podcast. Who is your favourite player, past and present? I'll go with you first.
United player.
United player. We'll go with United player.
Present, I'm gonna say Pogba.
Yeah.
Past, I'm gonna say, I think it's gonna have to be Cristiano.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
I'm gonna go with present. I'm gonna go with Bruno Fernandes because I just thought he's brought, you know what I mean, a kind of a crazy, you know what I mean, mentality to the club. And I'm gonna go with past. I'm gonna go with my all-time favourite, Paul Scholes. Lauren, did you? I'm gonna guess who yours is.
Go on.
Is it Mark Hughes?
Well, Mark Hughes was the guy who made me fall in love with Man United.
Yeah.
But Cantona was actually my favourite player.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen anybody do what Cantona did.
Breaking news, guys. Real Madrid's Sergio Reguilon has been offered to Man United.
Listen.
From where?
From Fabrizio Romano.
I told you guys. I told you 2 transfers, didn't I? I said to you 2 transfers.
It's happening.
And
See this?
I kept telling
That's how I know it's happening.
Well,
You know what I
listen, that because they've been offered, they don't mean that they're going to take it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
As Van der Sar working on the other side between Real Madrid and Man United. If Van der Sar's working on it, then yeah.
Yo, get Van der Sar on the line.
Van der Sar, can we ask Ajax? Can we just loan Van der Sar just for the transfer?
For the transfer.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, you know what I mean. He's been offered to Man United. Let's see. I did say that.
Listen, you know what it is. Let me tell you. You know what we've become. I'm gonna explain to the
Give it FC.
We are offered FC, recommended FC, talking to the agent FC. Inquiry FC.
Yeah.
This is who we are, guys. I'm not getting giddy. You see how giddy these two guys are?
Yet to make a bid FC.
Yet to be bid FC.
Exactly.
Yet to be submitted FC.
Exactly. To me, what I am is, can we lend Van der Sar FC? That's who I am.
Yeah.
Can we borrow Van der Sar for contract?
Yeah.
Because he gets it done, doesn't he?
Done it. So your current player?
My current player. Who do I get excited about when they're on the ball? To me, that's how I look at it. Who makes me, you know what, I'm sitting here or if I'm in the stadium, I'm like, do something like Martial, Greenwood, Rashford, you know what I mean? It's these guys.
Yeah.
But who do I think is really like, obviously like you, Bruno. Bruno's just caught. It's not just the way he plays, it's the fighting spirit. It's that tenaciousness to win. Yep. It's that hunger to win. He's bought that and yeah, that it cannot be minimised. You know what I mean? That our team needed more than any other team really.
Stick with you, Nordin. How do we get the Glazers out of the football club? You know what I mean? Just give me like a summary of how do we get the Glazers out. To me,
it's not all it is that to Top Reds FC, Plastic, whatever they want to call it. All as Man United fans or supporters to unite and to literally hammer put pressure on the on the advertisers. Advertisers. Put
That's
pressure on the advertisers because they're not going to listen to us. And in American sport, you've seen when you can reach out and pressure advertising companies, especially in the US. The US is a different country, but the advertisers tend to listen to the swell of people. Yeah. And if Man United honestly just said, nah to the third kit, nah, even though it looks mad, right? Right, this kit. If United fans were like, no, and United fans were like, nah, we're not, and the actually sponsors see what's going on. If there's any way to impact the sponsors and to get through to the sponsors, and the sponsors, whether they hit them in the pocket or whatever, then I think the sponsors will put pressure on them. Because I think the Glazers will listen to, because at the end of the day, the sponsors are paying money.
100%.
They're not going to listen to us because they know, regardless of what, emotionally they've got one over us, right?
Yeah.
We'll go to the stadium. Some of us will buy shirts.
Yeah.
Most of us will buy shirts, especially if we've got kids, and the kids going, oh...
Yeah, but they don't know about the Glazers, and they shouldn't really know about them. You know, they should literally fall in love with United first.
This is it, and the innocence, innit? It breaks the innocence. Yeah. So, I think if we find a way of pressuring the advertisers to pressure the Glazers, I think we can get... We
Aaron, do you add to that, or do you think just echoing what he says?
I'm echoing what he says.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
We're going to go for the last question, guys. Most important player last season. Next season.
Most important for next season.
You know what I mean? Obviously, we can add in, you know what I mean? I think we should exclude Sancho because...
He's not there.
He's not there, man. You know what I mean? I think for me... We'll see.
How can you add in a player
there you go.
I don't know.
That's another one where United add in a player that we don't have FC.
So, yeah, that's who we are.
You know what I mean?
That's who we are.
I don't know who's going to be our most important player. I can't tell. Like right now, I just can't tell.
If in terms of like, you know, who do you think will give us the
talisman? Are we talking about the talisman?
Talisman, you know what I mean?
I think
the talisman. I think Bruno. Obviously, you would think Bruno would become.
But I think it's a good thing that we don't
rely on
one person. I think that's a good thing because we used to do that way too much in the past, and I think it's a good thing.
I remember me and you were nearly in tears when McTominay got injured. We don't want to be doing that. By the way, I watched a bit of the Scotland game. At the moment, McTominay's form is really.
Well, he's a centre back now.
You know what? Even though he got played,
centre back now.
Even though he got played as a third centre back on the right,
he didn't look too good.
He you know what? Yeah. Maybe because he's not fully fit, and maybe that injury like it took a lot out of him. You know what I mean? Than we think, because sometimes when you have your first big injury, it takes you a long time to suck to the system. So yeah, I'm hoping that he comes back, and I still think that there's a player in there. Hopefully, we can make a massive contribution to it. Because there's some games where we're gonna have to need that British Bulldog mentality. We're definitely gonna need that.
But guys, that's been all your questions. Thanks for all your questions, you know what I mean? It's been, I know I couldn't get through all of them, but I think most of them were interlinked and whatnot, and you know what I mean? So, yo man, shout out to you guys for putting the questions in, and yeah man, that's been your podcast 89, questions and answers, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. It will be on Spotify and what's it called? and iTunes. So go check out. Link will be in the description below. And yeah, man, shout out to socials, bro. You know what I mean? Shout go for you, Aaron, first.
Yeah, man, Mr. Aaron UTD. You can follow me everywhere and on YouTube as well. Make sure you subscribe to my channel's road to 5K. Nearly there.
Yeah, man, please, guys, subscribe to this channel. We need to get this guy to 5K.
Before the season starts,
let's do it, man. Before the season starts, man, you know what I mean? Let's get to 5K. All you got to do, I'm going to put the link in the description below. Put it down. Subscribe to this channel. It takes 1 second, guys. Go subscribe.
One click.
One click, literally 1 click. You know what I mean? We're not talking clickbait, see, but we're talking 1 click. You know what I mean? Click this channel, support his channel, support his socials, and yeah, man.
Get with a click, mate. Get with a click.
And obviously, the many guys all here. You know what I mean? Nuruddin, shout out your socials as well. You know what I mean? Is the trolls going away or are they still coming back?
Nah, yo, they're always
coming back
welcome.
for therapy.
Yo, they're always welcome. They're always welcome. It's so funny. One of them, I said to him, "Are you alright?" And then he said to me, "Just because I don't agree with you, does that mean that I'm not alright?" No, I literally said, I meant it. I wasn't thinking that. I was like, "Are you okay?" That's what I was just honestly asking genuinely, "Are you alright, man? Everything alright?" And I just, boom. So I love, you know what, honestly, Twitter is just, I'm enjoying it. I can say that I'm enjoying it. It's
a funny place,
obviously,
man.
you get the abuse and all of that. And when
you know what it is? There's genuinely people out there now that have got notification bell on my tweets, you know, because the way they respond, boom. I don't have time to come out, you know what I mean? Man's in the shower, yeah, I put the tweet out. I come out of the shower, there's a barrage of, yo, listen, yeah, this, and that. I'm like, listen, I've not even got my bowl of cereal, you know what I mean? I'm there having my bowl of cereal, it's not even got in my mouth yet, and it's, maybe people are in there, but you know what? Yeah. That's just all about opinion, guys.
That's what I'm saying to you.
We keep it in moderation and we're not abusing.
No, you know what? That's it. If you don't abuse them, to me, it's just to me, it's the abuse. But I just think, you know what? And that's why I ask when somebody gets abused, I'm like, I'm genuinely like, are you okay? Because I know that that's not person to me.
Yeah,
and it's just the way you feel. Yeah. It's the way you feel.
Sometimes they do that because they need to vent some kind of anger. And they have like this kind of like,
that's why I welcome. No, I welcome you letting off steam.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what? That's a funny saying
steam,
that.
Man.
Letting off welcome the steam. But guys, that's been your podcast 89. You know what I mean? That guy Red Devil, Mr. Aaron United. And guys, we'll see you soon, guys. For the Premier League will be starting next week. So United won't be playing next week, but hopefully we can go into Crystal Palace game and we'll preview the podcast for that one. But guys, enjoy your Saturday, enjoy your evening. Shout out to the people in the world, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, peace, solidarity, and we're out. Take care.